Jasmine Crockett's got another hot take. No blacks and whites on a wedding cake. The Democrats' new chosen one, Jasmine Crockett, is in the news again for an old clip where she attacked Florida Rep. Byron Donalds for marrying a white woman. Roll it, Bertha.
The fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow? Is this because you don't understand history? Or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you?
Jasmine Crockett's got another hot take. No blacks and whites on a wedding cake. The Democrats' new chosen one, Jasmine Crockett, is in the news again for an old clip where she attacked Florida Rep. Byron Donalds for marrying a white woman. Roll it, Bertha. The fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow. Is this because you don't understand history, or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that they whitewashed you? Greg Gutfeld didn't just roast Jasmine Crockett. He absolutely cooked her live and unfiltered. This wasn't some weak back and forth. This was Gutfeld in full beast mode, dropping punchlines so sharp they could slice through steel. And the best part, Crockett walked right into it like it was amateur hour at open mic night. With that smug little grin, Greg locked in on his target and let loose. He didn't waste time with soft jabs. Nah, he went straight for the jugular, flipping Crockett's wild rants into viral-level comedy gold. 1 second, and she's trying to preach. Next second, she's being turned into the punchline of her own circus act. First they cursed, now they thirst for blood. Jasmine Crockett is upping her temper tantrums, now saying the only way Democrats can win elections is by throwing hands. I think you punch, I think you're okay with you okay with punching. It's Ted Cruz. This dude has to be knocked over the head hard, right? There is no niceties with him at all. Congresswoman or chaos coordinator. At this point, it's hard to tell. He picked apart her talking points like expired leftovers, exposing the theatrics, the over-the-top drama, and that trademark Crockett flair that somehow feels more like TikTok improv than actual governance. The woman showed up with volume, but Gutfeld came with facts and fire. It wasn't just funny, it was surgical, ruthless, almost poetic. And the moment that smirk crept onto his face, you knew it was game over. That's the Gutfeld signal, the calm before the comedic storm. Tonight, his spotlight wasn't on some fading celeb or tired bureaucrat. It was aimed right at Jasmine Break the Mic Crockett, a walking soundbite machine who somehow turns every press appearance into a Broadway meltdown performed by a smoke alarm on Red Bull. And Greg, he didn't just call it out, he made it legendary. Nah, Gutfeld wasn't in a rush. He played it slow like a cat toying with its prey. Or literally, it's because you married a white woman, and so you think that whitewashed you. That's not very woke, is it? Of course, Crockett isn't the only Democrat who's opposed to interracial marriage. So, Dana, Governor Hot Wheels, she claims that it had nothing to do with the fact that he actually moves by wheels in a wheelchair, and he's good-looking. Her cleanup. The suspense built up like a Jenga tower made of bad takes, viral flops, and every time Jasmine Crockett opened her mouth on camera. Because when Crockett walks into a room, she doesn't bring receipts. She brings chaos. And not even the fun kind. The type that makes people start eyeing the exits and praying someone pulls the fire alarm. Greg leaned into the camera like he was about to break down the plot of a low-budget sci-fi movie. One where aliens don't invade Earth. They just hijack congressional hearings and butcher the Constitution while live streaming it on TikTok. He kicked things off with her resume, if you could even call it that. Not the parts with degrees or positions. Nope. He dove into the greatest hits. The moments where she turned a simple 5-minute question into a full-blown performance art disaster that somehow said everything and absolutely nothing at the same time. Watching Crockett speak is like watching someone microwave a steak and then act shocked when it comes out like a rubber flip-flop. Every time she takes the mic, it's like a sitcom soundboard crashes through the background. Not because she's hilarious, but because the laugh track is working overtime trying to save the scene. So much for Michelle Obama's when they go low, we go high. Crockett went as low as humanly possible by mocking Governor Greg Abbott for being paralyzed. We in these hot Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess. And here's the thing, Crockett's got a rare talent. She can hijack any serious policy discussion and turn it into an offbeat improv session. 1 second we're talking legislation, The next it's jazz poetry about oppression, split ends, and why reality is just a suggestion. She doesn't need a podium. She needs stage lights, fog machines, a hype man, and probably a reminder from the audience on what the topic even was. Greg took a moment to pause and reflect on the irony. Here's a woman so desperate to be seen as serious, yet every appearance turns into C-SPAN meets cabaret. And honestly, even the fog machine would be less dramatic. It's giving straight-up TMZ at this point. If you listen close, you can actually hear history textbooks weeping in the background. But here's the thing. You know, Richard, I don't know about you, but I want to see way more of Jasmine Crockett. I want to see her everywhere. I think she is the perfect face of the modern Democrat Party. What say you? I do think that there are a lot of Democrats that really like Jasmine Crockett. But let's be very clear here, and let's acknowledge that the name-calling is on both sides of the aisle. Everybody does it. It gins up the base. I mean, I think we can go through Donald Trump's greatest hits of name-calling, and we can go bull for blow. And I think one guy in a wheelchair Crockett's got another hot take. No blacks and whites on a wedding cake. The Democrats' new chosen one, Jasmine and Crockett. Gutfeld wasn't just cracking jokes about Crockett's verbal car crashes. No, he was peeling back the curtain on the whole brand she's out here building. A brand crafted with just the right amount of side-eye, hair flips, and finger snaps to distract from the fact that the content underneath barely exists. See, Jasmine Crockett's whole vibe is chaos in a designer blazer. Somewhere between ranting about things that never happened and accusing folks of racism for blinking at the wrong speed, she turned into the poster child for performative politics. It's all outrage marketing dressed up as activism. Loud enough to trend. Vague enough to dodge accountability. Gutfeld zeroed in on her signature skill. The uncanny power to hijack any hearing and turn it into verbal parkour. Logic slips right through. Precision. Never heard of her. Relevance. Left the chat. If Olympic judges were scoring pure delusion, she'd be bringing home gold custom engraved with her own selfie. Facts. Oh, she treats those like a cat chasing a laser pointer. Darting in every direction, never landing, and then blaming the lamp for being in the way. Every time she opens her mouth, it's like watching a fire drill with no fire, just noise, panic, and dramatic exits. And Gutfeld wasn't shocked by her rising stardom in certain corners of the internet. The streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. Well, and then the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. So, now she claims that she wasn't talking about Abbott's wheelchair at all. Yet, she's mentioned Abbott's wheels before. In 2022, she posted bets rolling around the state. Where is Abbott rolling to? And according to the Washington Free Beacon, Crockett also liked several Facebook comments referring to Abbott as Hot Wheels back in 2021. Let's be real, there's an entire ecosystem thriving off charisma with zero content. Jasmine's basically a viral Twitter thread come to life. Every sentence she spits out feels like a group project written by interns on Red Bull, all racing to avoid the point entirely. It's sparkle over substance every single time. Greg even joked she probably preps for congressional hearings by yelling into a mirror like a bootleg motivational coach until Siri shuts herself off. That's the energy. Full blast, no breaks, and just enough drama to keep the headlines messy. Every line delivered like she's saving the world while completely misreading the bill in front of her. She clearly hasn't read a single page, but that never stopped her from speaking like she wrote the whole book. Gutfeld couldn't help but marvel at her superpower, the ability to inject identity politics into literally any topic, no matter how unrelated. You could be talking about fixing potholes, and suddenly she's ranting about ancestral trauma and declaring that asphalt is a symbol of oppression. If her Wi-Fi lags for 2 seconds, she's blaming it on colonial infrastructure and digital redlining. It's like watching someone freestyle their own reality in real time and somehow still find an audience. You know, they are so lost, and they just have no idea how to come back. They're cursing. They're fighting. They're burning. They're lost. I said it months ago. The party is over. They've got to come up with something new. And this woman chasing a guy in that's New York City. That's a subway in New York City. He can wear a MAGA hat. What really had Greg baffled wasn't just how unhinged her speeches were. It was the reaction, the claps, the nods, the fake deep MS from people pretending she just dropped something profound. It's like the whole room is under some kind of trance. Or they're all too scared to be the one to say, "Yo, that made zero sense." Greg compared it to sitting at a dinner party where someone casually says, "I believe the earth is flat." And instead of challenging it, everyone just quietly passes the mashed potatoes like it's normal. That's the Crockett effect. Confusion wrapped in confidence, served with extra